So let's jump into this breaking news that actually just broke right before the show started. We have this from Bloomberg Markets. Just in, First Republic Bank, the San Francisco-based lender that was cut to junk by S&P and Fitch, is exploring strategic options, including a sale. Let me break that down for you. A sale means they're about to fall apart. What's happening right now with Silicon Valley Bank in this major collapse that the federal government is stepping in and they are trying to sell it off. They've insured all deposits. SVB apparently put out a statement where they're like, it's the safest place to have your money because the government has insured all deposits with no caps. So it's like funny money, monopoly money. Yo, if this is how they're viewing the system, there ain't no system.
There is no system.
So we were going to talk about this other story. Look at this one. Dow closes more than 250 points lower as bank crisis spreads to Europe. Live updates. This is from CNBC. And they're talking about Credit Suisse. According to one of their main investor guys or main companies, there's no money left. There's no money. And the Saudis, which apparently are principal investors, saying they can't give any more because of regulations. So it's looking like Credit Suisse, which is a very large international bank, is on the verge of collapsing. This was already predicted. The bond market apparently is doing very, very poorly. And we've talked about that in the past week. So as we're talking about this, right before the show starts, Phil's like, hey, Tim, First Republic Bank is trying to sell now. It's another SF bank. So this is going to be the fifth bank. We've got Silvergate was the first. Most people didn't know or didn't care because it wasn't that big, but Silvergate collapses. Then what happened was because of that, Silicon Valley Bank put out this statement about raising money and it caused a panic. Everybody said, is this going to be like Silvergate? I don't want to lose my money. So there's a run on the bank. Silicon Valley Bank then falls apart. Then Signature Bank falls apart. Some people are trying to claim that bank was better, but I don't know. All I know is that's three banks that fell. And now we have Credit Suisse and First Republic on the chopping block.
Yep.
So I don't know.
I'm going to defer to Max Kaiser, economist.
Did he say the end is nigh?
He tweeted out about 4 hours ago, a global bank reset is coming. All depositors will have their deposits protected. This is Max Kaiser. All your deposits will be protected, he's saying. He says the U.S. dollar and other fiat money will be swapped for a central bank digital currency, and depositors will be given a bonus amount of the new currency when the switch is made.
You had to make this to sweeten the deal.
Like a quick version of the Euro switch, he concludes. Terrifying, but I see the plan. I mean, he knows, he's seen this for about a decade in the making. He's in El Salvador, hanging out with the president and pushing Bitcoin as the national currency.
I like him a lot, but the thing about perma-bears is perma-bears are perma-bears. So when bad times come, they look like they're geniuses because they're perma-bears. It's like they're always permanently bear. Like he's permanently bearish on fiat currency. He's permanently bearish on.
He's right.
I also am against the structure of our fiat system currently. I agree.
Can I just say, if I had listened to Max Kaiser like 10 years ago, I'd be a very happy person living on my own private island. Because he was like, Tim, I'm telling you, you got to buy Bitcoin right now. And I was like, I got a little bit. I'm not worried about it. Oh, you got to buy more.
Listen, and then, Tim is fibbing to you because Tim could live on his own island right now if he wanted to.
That's not true. Max Kaiser.
This is his own island. This is kind of like having your own island. It's amazing coming out here.
It is a mountaintop.
Yeah.
To be fair.
But and you look around. I was standing out with the chickens before the show. I'm like, standing out with the chickens. I'm looking around.
I'm not like the only person.
You are on your own island.
I mean, there's like people who live close by, and it's not like mountains, in the Rockies. It's the Smoky, it's the Blue Ridge.
It's beautiful.
It's a bunch of dirt. Yeah. There's no minerals in it. Nothing like that.
You have your own harem. You have your own harem of chickens.
Well, that's Roberto Jr.'s harem. He's a very busy man. But no. But in all seriousness, so I have the tweet from Max Kaiser that Ian was referencing, where he says a global bank reset is coming. And a lot of people think this is to bring about a central bank digital currency, which is going to be the government's crypto, which they control. And the reason they'll do this is because they can track every single purchase. Yep. Yeah, everything you ever do.
Like before the show, we were talking about this, and it's like if you want to go buy gasoline on Thursday, but that day is not good for ESG, they're going to say, you know what, your central bank coin doesn't work at the gas station today.
Say goodbye to your guns. Say goodbye to your gun purchases.
That's right.
They're already, they're beta testing this with the credit cards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Discover,
credit cards was the first step towards digital currency. Now you're swiping a card. It's funny because futuristic sci-fi and video games always had this. We've envisioned this. Play a video game and it's like a guy in the future goes, how many union credits? And that's what they would call it, Union credits. And then they would just have like a wristwatch and they would beep. And that's where we are.
In a way, it's more secure because it can't be stolen from your pocket. But in the other way, it's completely insecure because someone else...
Well, they can turn it off.
Yeah.
Like literally, it's programmable money. They're going to be able to say this money is for this, and then you have other money that you can use for other things. So there will be luxury money, like you'll have money for leisure time that you're allowed to spend at the movies or downloading stuff or whatever. Then you'll have like necessities money, etc. And different, like if you have a low ESG score, you won't get a lot of credits for luxury and leisure. Those will be the ones to entice people. Remember in what was it, the Fifth Element, the cigarettes that they were giving out, like they were mostly filter, just a little bit of cigarette on them. That kind of control is the future if we get a central bank digital currency.
It's now. We've already seen in like Denver where they were like, you can't turn on your air conditioning and the AC locked, or in I think California they were like, you can't charge your electric car.
What about South Africa, where they're like, you have no right to electricity? You thought you had electricity rights in South Africa? Nope. The government doesn't have to constitutionally provide you electricity. Figure out your own, build your own electricity. Yep. Thomas Edison.
I'm actually thinking about that because we have a small creek on the property, and I'm like, can we trench this and then put a water wheel in there?
Yeah.
Generate some power.
And he says he doesn't live in his own island. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
It's a big plot of land in West Virginia.
You'll want to get the batteries to store it. That's really the storage is the thing.
Right.
Because,
and then what happens is overnight, it charges a decent amount. You'll probably drain all of it very quickly because a water wheel is not going to, it's not a fast moving river or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, in Florida, you get these guys coming up, knocking on your door all the time. I live in Tampa, and they're like, yo, look at your house. It's great. Can we put solar panels up on the top? And we'll give you this much money because the power companies pay us for your solar panels.
Have you done it?
I have not done it.
I think it's a really good idea for you to do that.
So I would rather do it for myself. Right. So so I have a generator. So I have a generator, right, that runs on gas.
LP, yeah.
And so when the hurricane hit, my generator kicked on. It was awesome. But what if someone cuts off the gas line? They can't cut off the sun, I don't think.
Get a tank.
So maybe solar is the way.
Get tanks. Get LP tanks. I got a 1,000-gallon LP
really?
tank, and I'm going to get 2 more. And I need to get someone in New England that can install house batteries, like Tesla house batteries. I can't find anyone. Anyone out there in New England that installs house batteries in southern New England, hit me up.
Where should they hit
It took
you
us
up?
a long time to get
on
that.
my Twitter. Phil
We
Remains.
went with a different company. We tried doing Tesla at first, and then it just took too long. It was a disaster.
Yeah.
A year later, they showed up with the stuff, and we were like, dude, we just don't want it. We're going with someone else.
I got the solar now, and I like it. I put a new roof on last year, and they took the solar panels off, so I could put the new roof on, no problem, no issues. But I can't find someone that'll actually.
Do you like
sell
your
me
solar
it.
panels?
I do, yeah. I do. I really want to get the.
Do you get to keep the energy, or do you have to sell part of it to the power company?
Right now I have to sell it back because I don't have the batteries because it's New England and there's not a lot of sun in New England.
But you get
It's
like
hard.
credits.
Yep. So like
Social credits.
So here, let me show you this.
It is. It's the platform, or the basis for it.
Let me show you this real quick. This is from the Motley Fool. Why are Wells Fargo and Citigroup falling today? And I don't really care to get into the details. I just want to then show you this story. This is from Seeking Alpha. Wells Fargo, no crisis here. Well, okay. So you get to decide for yourselves whether or not you think the end is nigh. Because I'll put it this way. Right before the show starts to get breaking news, another bank is in serious trouble. And you're going to hear from the Jim Cramers and from the Bidens. They're all going to say, everything is fine. Your deposits are safe. Don't worry about it. Maybe. But I don't know how much I trust these guys, and that's the problem. Because I feel like when they come out and say, don't worry, everything's fine, they're actually having the inverse impact they think they are. Everyone's going to hear that and be like, run for the hills. Get your money out of the banks.
People don't like hearing banks being like, it's all fine. They'll pay attention. The little man behind the curtain.
This is the four of America's biggest banks lost a combined $55 billion in value on Thursday. That's today. Yeah.
No, that's today's Wednesday.
Last week.
Last week.
Last week.
Yeah.
This is last week. Jeez. Well, I don't trust anyone to live your life for you. That's some advice. Take care of yourself and use your brain.
Yeah, I imagine this is like you were talking about it the other day, Tim. I imagine this is not the end of the problems that we've got that coming. I think that the bank failures here are gonna. I think that it's probably gonna lead to more stress in the system. I'm not predicting it. A crash because I have no way of predicting the future at all, and I'm not. I'm not an economics guy, but it's not a bad idea to get yourself squared away so that way you have, some necessities if you're able.
The scary thing
now
is
the
that
time.
The scariest thing is that people who want the system to fail will intentionally go out and take all of their money out of the banks. Thanks for watching this clip from the Timcast IRL podcast. Hang out with us live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. and become a member over at timcast.com for uncensored, members-only shows exclusive. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you all next time.